She does not go away. She's just on our cultural psyche, very much present in that. And that is because she was a wonderful person.
My first question is for Kristen. I was reading this story and you said I had to focus not on other people's idea of Diana, but really sort of focus on my own. And that was so distinct and specific to you. How do you think that your sort of view of Diana differs from other people's?
Hard to generalize other people's idea of her because they're so conflicting. I don't have a very complicated relationship to how I think of her now versus how I felt about her before we made this movie. I didn't have a very involved perception of her. I think I knew that she was somebody who was loved and that we lost too soon, and then in kind of going through her life and the way other people experienced her, and what I could glean from videos and pictures and things that she said herself. I mean, she did organize interviews in order to kind of get her perspective out there. It's not like it's unavailable, but it is cryptic, and there are so many layers to trying to interpret what her inner life may have been, because it's not like she had journals to read. It's not like she did more than a 20-minute interview. You know what I mean? Like she was this ironically unknowable person, but what I think is undeniable and pervasive, obviously, because she lingers, her legacy is kind of astounding, not just in her children and the way that they positively function in the world, but just in the fact that there is multiplicity in the way that we like talk about her in art. She does not go away. She's just on our cultural psyche, very much present in that. And that is because she was a wonderful person. I think like I have no more, I don't have the key to like why that is true. It's such a common question. It's like, what was it about her? Why has she stuck? There's an unbelievable empathy that she exuded that is rare. And I think only really can be compared to other people in history that are like, you know, people that changed the world. Yeah, that is just a kind of fact, whether or not you are a royalist or not. It kind of is, she is just a very human subject.
Pablo, this movie is about the life of Diana Spencer, as Kristen has mentioned, and she met sort of a very tragic and unnecessary end. And so I'm kind of wondering, you know, with the help of the script, how did you sort of make this story become this like complex, layered story versus just like, look at this poor woman who suffered so much at the hands of this unfortunate family?
I understand. Of course, the tragedy is something that we all have in mind because we all know what happened after. But I see her as a very strong woman, and I admire her on many layers. And I think she was very, you know, she was very strong, and she was able to push towards the direction she thought she needed to go. I understand that she was vulnerable and had different problems, but I don't see her as a victim, and I don't think the movie does that. I think the movie shows that she had to go through very difficult circumstances and did it with such sensibility that is just so beautiful. And one of her main motivations was her children, and that makes, I don't know, it really is important for me, I think, and for the movie. Yes.
Will they kill me, do you think?